Welcome into week 2 of our Lead Gen Mastermind. I hope the first week was helpful for you. We talked about getting your baseline established, we talked about your database, we talked about organization, and we finished it off talking about how to communicate with your database. Those pieces are critical for the rest of this to work because ultimately lead generation is worth nothing if you can't actually convert those leads. Because the process really goes lead generation, nurture, lead conversion. If you don't have that middle nurture step in place, which oftentimes comes from how you communicate with people, how you stay in touch, how you stay in front of them, oftentimes through your database communication we talked about, the lead conversion piece never happens. If you're hoping for leads to come in instantly ready to do business with you, that generally isn't how it works. And you're going to be very disappointed in your lead generation activities when that doesn't happen. You need to be prepared to invest some time and energy nurturing those new leads into sales. So, with that being said, this week we're going to jump into inbound lead generation. So, things you can do to cause people to reach out to you and say, I'm interested, I'd like to learn more. How do I get more information? So, we're going to start off with the 3 things around video that are the most critical to your business to help you build that digital presence that is going to draw people into you. And these lessons this week over the next 5 days will continue to build. Video will turn into funnels, funnels turn into calls to action turn into activity. So we're going to go right through the progression of how to build an online digital presence that allows you to bring leads into your network, into your world, so you can nurture and convert. Most of this can be done for free, or it can be done for very little money if you want to put a little money behind some ads or some graphics or things like that. But really, you can do all of this for free if you want. We help agents and business owners around the country do this for their businesses with some of the various services we provide, but also the strategy we provide. But it can all be done for free. You can do this all yourself if you have the time and the abilities to do it. So let's talk about the 3 types of video that are critical to your business. Number 1, storytelling. You should be utilizing video to share the stories of your business, to share the stories of your clients, to share the stories of the process. This is your opportunity to explain to people how things work. This is what's going to happen. This is what to expect. And you can do it from their lens. So when you think about a recent customer or client that you've worked with, there was a process to that. You started at one point and you ended at another. What was that process like? What was the story of getting from point A to point B? And utilize video to share that story. Because one of the things that prevents people from taking action is that they don't know what happens next. They're unsure of the process. They're unaware of how things happen. So that causes some friction and it causes them to maybe hold back on taking action and saying, I'd like to learn more. When you don't know what happens next, you tend to freeze. So the more you can share that process through storytelling, through sharing the journey of clients and customers that you've had, you can break some of those barriers down so people are more likely to say, oh, that's not so bad. I'd be happy to learn more, or I'd love to talk to you about that, or I'd love to stop into your store and talk a little bit more about that. You are trying to find a way to take out as many barriers as you can and show people that what you think is going to happen isn't ever as scary as you think. And I'm here to guide you through that process. Let me show you how I've done it with other people. So, number 1 is storytelling. Share the story of the product, the process, the expectations, so that you take down the barrier of people not knowing what happens next. Number 2, become the digital mayor. So, this strategy was coined by Gary Vaynerchuk years ago at an Inman conference, really focused on real estate agents. And his idea was if you want to draw in more people, then you should become the digital mayor of your community. You should be the one that knows everything going on, that shares what's going on, that highlights the community. Now, if you're not in real estate or insurance or mortgage where that would apply, be the digital mayor of your industry. Share the latest news and highlights and things going on in that industry so that people are aware of what's going on. That digital mayor strategy is designed to put you at the center of everything that happens. You are the expert. You know the industry. You know the market. You know the area. And you are their guide. You are setting yourself up as the guide to everything related to that topic. And the best way to do that is through video. Create videos that are highlighting what's going on in the area, what's going on in the industry, the latest news, latest events, what you're working on, what's important, what people should be aware of. Be that source. Become the source of all things related to your topic. Now, that could be real estate, it could be real estate investing, it could be insurance, it could be mortgages, it could be coffee, it could be fitness, it could be anything. But whatever your topic is, use video to show people that when it comes to what's happening in that segment, you are the go to expert and you are showing them what's important. So that's the second one. Become the digital mayor of your area or your industry and be the expert. Put yourself in the center of all the activity. The third type of video is education. So, like we talked about with storytelling, kind of informing people of the process, you should also be educating them on the product, on the area, on your business, on what matters, on the features, on the benefits. This is your opportunity to show off not only your expertise, but your ability to show that and demonstrate that. So, if you're in a service business, show people what you do, show people how you do it, show people why you do it that way, and show people why that gets them the result. If you're in a product business, show them the product, explain how it's made, explain why it's done that way, explain the benefits of having it done that way, and take this opportunity to answer the questions they likely have. I often tell our media clients when we get started, answer the frequently asked questions that you get. The easiest place to start with video is the FAQs. There are a common set of questions that almost every potential client, current client, future client will ask you. So answer those now. Create a library of those answers, because when people go searching for that question or searching for that answer, they're likely to find your video. And that video could be on YouTube, could be on social media, it could be a short form video, it could be a long form video. But you want to create two things. One, a library of these educational tidbits that people can find, that when they search, they find, and you begin to answer all their questions. And now you become the person that's educating and informing. So when the time comes, they want to use you, or they want to work with you, they want to buy your product. And secondly, you want a library you can send people to. So when you start the process and start a conversation with somebody and they start to ask you questions, just say, hey, I've got this great resource for you. Check out this library where I can answer probably most of the questions that you have before we even get started. So if you're in a service type business or a specialty type business, whether it's med spas or photography or real estate or insurance or mortgage or anything like that, this FAQ library can actually work almost like a consultation. You can answer all their questions, provide all the information that they have, and now you're educating them on what happens, why it is that way, so that you've taken that barrier out of play. And now they're much more comfortable saying, yeah, I'm ready, let's go, let's do this. I want that service, I want that product, I want to make that investment. So that would be the third type, is educational. So to recap, video can be done for free. We provide a service, a media service to our clients, which I'm certainly willing to talk to people about if they're interested in learning more. But you can do all of this on your own with basic editing software on your smartphone, and then using things like YouTube and social media. But there are three categories of video you should have. One is storytelling. Tell the story. Show people what happens and how it happens. Step number two is become the digital mayor of your area or your industry. Be the one sharing all the latest news and highlights and features and things like that to give people what they need to understand and answer some of the questions they might have about what actually happens in this business. And then third, educational content. Share with people the product, the service, the behind the scenes, the why, the what, the how, because that will take down some of the barriers they may have and some of the objections you might get when you start the conversation. Hope that helps. Dive into video. You don't need any special crazy setups. You don't need any crazy videos. I'm working off of a webcam with a ring light. I record a lot of my own videos off of smartphones. We show our clients how to use smartphones. You don't need a ton of equipment. You just need to get started. You just need to press record and answer those frequently asked questions. So I would challenge you, a kind of a bonus challenge here. Write down that list of frequently asked questions you get and start to create videos. Maybe they're 90 seconds, maybe they're 3 minutes. It doesn't matter how long they are, but start answering the questions that you commonly get, because that will become that library of searchable content people could find. But also, it gives you something you can share with people to answer their questions, to take some of their objections out of place right before the conversation starts, and also position yourself as the expert who is prepared to answer those questions. Hope that helps. If you've got questions, drop them in the comments below, and I'll see you all tomorrow.